In this episode of Horse Shelter Heroes, Doc is out a lot. We have adoptions. We have a whole lot happening at our shelter. And Percy, you're just gonna have to watch the episode. It's been a very emotional week for me. Doc is here for his weekly vet visit. Doc comes at least once a week here to our shelter, checks all the animals, makes sure they're healthy, checks their progress, and then also evaluates any new horses or animals that have come to the shelter.
When did they bring them in?
Thursday.
About the best looking foot I've ever picked out here, I think. He's not that old. Let's go. 10.
This is Winston. He got his eye removed a couple weeks ago, and now it's just time to remove the stitches.
She makes wide turns. She's good.
Wildflower's still doing good, and she's still pregnant. We did lose one baby from one of the mares that we rescued from the auction, and it was really sad.
Boy, that flank, look at that. But her hair's so long, look at that. I mean, that's, she's gaunt.
So we're gonna give Sweet Pea some Exceed and some B12 since she's not feeling the best. We moved her down to our critical stall that we have so we can keep a better eye on her. So hopefully the meds and everything will help and she'll actually start eating again.
We rescued Sweet Pea from the auction, and she was so emaciated and skinny. She had projectile diarrhea, and she was in really, really rough shape. And the night after we rescued her, she lost a baby. She's only 3 years old. We had no clue she was pregnant, and she didn't have any milk, and her body was just struggling to keep herself alive. It's really, really sad that she lost her baby. The vet thinks she'll be okay, but she's, I mean, you can see just how incredibly skinny she is. It's gonna take a while to rehab her, and we're also dealing with some depression because she lost a baby. She had been through the auction multiple times because there's old auction glue, and then the other auction we got her, the sticker was on top of the auction glue. So it's hard to say how she ended up, you know, being so emaciated and skinny and to the point her body wasn't even able to, you know, keep her baby. It's really hard to see any horse skinny, but a miniature horse that's literally just bones is just so heartbreaking because, you know, it doesn't take much feed to keep them happy and healthy. And she's been through a lot. For just 3 years old, she's emaciated, she lost a baby, and she's been sent through multiple auctions. So we're hoping that she has the strength to be rehabbed and she can be a happy, healthy horse someday. But right now, we're really worried about her. I have some probiotic cookies. The vet wants her to have lots of probiotics, and these were sent to us off of our Amazon wish list. So I'm gonna see if she'll eat one. Hey baby, you want some cookies? Come on, have a cookie. Have a cookie. Smells really good. You want that? She's like, I don't know. Come on, eat it. Stick it in your mouth. Go. She doesn't know what to think of the probiotic cookies over time. I think she'll learn, but she really does like her Jolly Ball Lick toy with the apple, and then the grain ball, and she's got the Himalayan salt lick in here too. So giving her everything she can to recover, and you know, a lot of this it's up to them. We can only do so much. If they lose the will to live, there's nothing that we're able to do, really. But we try to do everything we can. We're super excited because today fiber is being installed down the road from the shelter, and they're actually here on our property today installing fiber on the power lines. And pretty soon we're gonna have high-speed internet at our shelter. And what does that mean for you, our viewers and supporters? That means we'll be able to get a lot more data out to you much more quickly. We hope to get some live video cams of some of the horses here. And when we upload our episodes, we'll be able to upload them much faster instead of going into town to upload them. So we're really excited that progress is being made.
We'll have you pull right in here and park right down there on the other side of that white car, okay?
Okay.
Don't think Whisper had ever been in a vehicle before. She got a little bit of motion sickness, so she threw up a little bit.
Okay.
So, yeah, this is the female that I was telling you about that we found, the pregnant
Are they
one.
crated right now, or do we
Yes.
need? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
they're crated right now. Hi, sweetie. This is Whisper. She's got all of her babies tucked in the back. She's the one who went into labor the day of the ice storm.
Fill out their surrender.
Okay.
So it's just one page, and then you can just put all their
Okay.
names and.
The mama cat with all her nursing babies. We just had this family of cats surrendered. We are a shelter for horses primarily, but we will take any animal that needs help. We've had parrots, we've had lizards, turtles. So we are set up to take in cats or dogs on a temporary basis until we're able to find foster homes for them or another adoption agency that's focusing on their breeds. So we have a mama with kittens, and we also have a male cat up there, probably the father. And so they'll be here. Any donations to help with other rescued animals besides horses is always greatly appreciated because all animals need our help. I'm getting some water and food for the family of cats that just came in. They were just surrendered about 30 minutes ago, so they are ready to eat. We've had a lot of storms and rain come through. We're having a bit of flooding here in the training barn and also in the tack room. It's a little bit hard to see, but you can see we've got a lot of water in here. And this is all flooded. And there's even water in there too. And we've got water pooling up in the round pen. So we were looking at Rudolph yesterday, and we have a little suspicion that she might be pregnant. We're not quite sure. We've been trying to feed her. She hasn't really gained any top line or anything, so we called the vet to have him come out and preg check her today. She does have an adoption appointment, so we just want to get her checked out, and we're just kind of patiently / impatiently waiting for them to get here. So. I'm kind of waiting for Doc to get here.
But would you like to see this?
Sure.
So that was the morning session.
Oh, good grief.
And then in the evening, that was the evening session.
How do you even do that? They're here. We just start kicking them out of the barn because they wouldn't leave the barn.
Pretty empty in here, sir.
Oh, shucks. So, no baby. It's good for her, though. She doesn't need to be having a baby at her age, so.
So do you want to see him ridden?
Yes, please.
Yeah. I just wasn't sure if you were just planning to pick him up or what you were thinking. Dude, you're so dirty. So one thing I find a lot with these walkers, especially ones that probably were shown, is they don't tend to know how to stand.
We've taken him out on the trail and he's left me in the dust. Like, he's ready, he just walks fast. He's ready to go. Let's just go. So he's done 2 miles and I've done like 1. Like, I was on a pony that walks slow and he was like, okay, we're gonna do an extra mile. Like, he did 2 and I did 1.
You wanna go meet your new girlfriend? Huh? You wanna go meet your new girlfriend?
Picture time.
Yep, got it. Perfecto.
Thank you, thank you.
She's going to adopt Rowan.
Here's his microchip, his coggins, and he's registered.
Oh, wow.
He's a registered Tennessee walking horse. How to get the microchip, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
And then his vet record that we have.
Yeah, that's what I was needing, was her vet records. Well, I done told them that my little boy is anxious for a pony, so we seen that y'all had a couple that come through, so once they have a chance to evaluate, just maybe keep us in mind.
Yep, when we bought the house, they left the horse and the cow.
Oh, okay.
It's snow and Spirit passed away.
Aww.
Before we got there, yeah.
So this is Jessie. You'll be working with her today, so any questions or anything you have, you can ask her. And then this is Storm.
She was my first pick for when I went over your application, who I thought.
Yeah, that's what they'd said.
Yeah. She's just super sweet. Meet you at the fence.
We're kind of seeming to turn more into a retirement home for horses that nobody seems to want.
Oh.
You know, the older horses, and if we can't ride it and we can't work it, then we don't want it, which is terrible. We're actually going to look at, on Saturday, we're going to look at a retired racehorse named Spartan out at Christian Farms.
Okay.
He's 7 years old, 8 years old, 17 hand. When they got him, he was skin and bones. They asked the lady that surrendered him why. And she said, well, if I can't ride him and I can't work him, then he's useless to me. So she's not going to spend money on feeding him.
Breaks your heart.
Yeah,
breaks your heart.
Hi. I'm an Army veteran. I've got a touch of social anxiety and PTSD, and animals are kind of a therapeutic thing for me.
Do you want to come in and?
Yeah, sure.
There's no grain in that bucket, sorry. So this was the original one that had the injury to her soul.
Okay.
And then that one.
she compensated on the other one?
Yeah.
I wish I could put you in the truck like the dogs, but you're a little bit big. Don't go home, you have a whole lot of room to run.
I've ridden her a little bit bareback and stuff, but you know, they get to that point, it's just like, why push them to ride them?
Yeah.
And I did saddle her up. She does that. She has a lot of go once you tack her up and thinks she has to go, 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 go. But you can tell it kind of hurts her a little bit.
Yeah.
But.
They seem to find the dirtiest, muddiest parts of the entire yard.
She's a little more pushy than Storm. Out of her and Storm, she's probably a little more bossy. So she is blind in her left eye. So her eyes water a lot, and we've been trying to make sure this one stays healthy. So you think you want her at least?
Yeah.
So what, you pick one, I pick one? Is that how this works? Oh, hi.
Is Rudolph your choice and then he gets to choose one?
Yeah. I guess that's how that works.
How do you resist that face?
I know. You wanna go home? My only concern with her is if she was to get aggressive.
Kind of windy out here. Here is her paperwork.
Gotcha.
Rudolph and Storm are off to their new home.
So are there any known health issues with any of these three that's not on Pet Finder?
Not that we have seen.
Well, all right. Where do we go from here? So,
If you guys want to discuss it, or
yeah, I think we'll definitely do that.
we can step away for a minute. You guys can discuss if you want to adopt any three of them, and then we can come back and talk to you about it, and you can let us know your thoughts.
I'm so happy Sarge was adopted. They didn't bring their trailer today, but he's gonna be picked up next week and head to his new home.
Okay, so we got these new corner feeders for the 3-stall barn. They're really nice and they go on the door here. So I'm getting ready to put those on and hopefully they'll be really good for the horses.
Like a candle in the dark. You've been burned too many times. And at the hint of a spark, you turn yourself away from the light. Don't be afraid, my darling. The darkest of days are just before the dawn. 'Cause you have my heart, and always will, so take my hand, let go.
The issue is with his eye? Because I mean, I see it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there, and we, with these one-eyed horses, like his was getting real infected type, so that's why we removed it. But we just keep an eye on them. If they're keeping them clean and stuff, it doesn't seem to hurt them. But we don't know. Easy, bud.
She was really in love with Dolly. We watched her leave the other day.
And he has a little superficial crack right there. It's not all the way through the hoof wall. I definitely think he was pretty light in the bit at one point, and he could have lost his eye, and then people started to misunderstand him and mishandle him.
You have my heart, and always will, so take my hand, let go of the past, and hold on to.
All right, they're going to adopt Winston and Apache.
So here's a bag for each of them. And a little brush in there you can hook to your hose and do some water grooming with them.
Okay. Yay, wonderful. We do want to make a donation though. Thank you. We appreciate y'all. And we thank y'all for all that you do, really. It does matter. Ignore the bad people. Thank you.
Oh, Percy. I'm so sorry. I got him when he was a day old. And we've had so many great times together. I don't think the vet's gonna be able to fix him, but he's on his way. He's 12 years old. And we love Percy. Percy. He's just moaning.
When Doc put Percy down, it's just really, really sad. And when you rescue animals, you see so many animals in horrible situations, and it's, when you don't know an animal, it's not as hard because you're just stepping in to relieve that suffering. And Percy, we rescued him when he was a day old from an auction. We were at the auction to rescue horses, and paid $5 for him because his price kept going down, and to $5, and I was like, I'm gonna buy him. And Percy has, been with us over the last, he would have been 12 this year. We've had so many wonderful times with Percy. He would go to expos with us, and people loved him. because he was just such a special guy. And we did like horse show plays, so bring him in and do little skits with him. And you know, I always knew this day was going to come, and today is this day. And so it's very, very hard on me. But I just always remember all the good times with Percy, and just know that every life is precious. You know, Percy, if we hadn't bought him, he would have just been basically turned into Dill calves is what he would have been. He would have been put in a crate and just lived a little life in a crate until he was slaughtered when he was a baby. And we rescued him and gave him the best life we could until, you know, he's no longer with us. But you know, we'll always remember him, and he's always going to hold a special place in our hearts. And it's just very sad he's gone. But we will always try to remember the good times we had and all the fun things we did with Percy. For, you know, almost over a decade with this organization, he's been a part of it. And we're definitely going to be grieving his loss and that he's no longer with us. But I'm just glad that, you know, we were able to give him a life that he would have never had if we hadn't been at the auction rescuing horses that day. I don't know what else to say.